Can someone explain that to me? How they can say, ooh, people in the games have short attention spans, so they don't care, you know, wouldn't pay much attention to games. But you look at the old games, they were kind of small. They were just hard as hell. Or like this, just infinite waves of enemies. So, yeah. Of course, with the short attention span that people say has increased nowadays, we have longer games. RPGs, or freaking games that, you know, last forever because they're on an MMO or something like that. So, I sense a catch-22 and some bullshit that's been said by people that don't know about video games, and, well, people in general, kids. To be honest, people with short attention span, this sort of stuff will catches your attention, makes things interesting, which actually makes you pay more attention. Do I got your attention? Good! Oh man, it's getting hard to do this voice, but I don't care. We're gonna keep going. We gotta destroy the worm menace by using our M3 Atari Sherman thing, or T-34, whatever the hell you want to call it. Called bow tie with the gun on top, man. It's a bow tie with the gun on top. It kind of looks like, or candy. There you go. It's bubble gum, or attacking things with Bazooka Joe bubble gum. See, he's firing his bazooka on top. Seriously, use your freaking imagination. Oh, I just got hit by a worm. Do a lot of damage. Actually, I believe block does 5. I think worm does about 10, maybe a little bit less. I'm not sure. They hurt though. And it's blew up another freaking gas station. You gotta be careful. Sometimes though, the game is, well, generous and won't give you a gas station after you blow it up, which makes it a lot easier to speed up and get gas. I believe the maximum of gas you can get at top speed is 10 units. The slower you go, the less gas units you get. Which is quite different from River Raid, which is another game that's similar to this. What the hell just happened? That doesn't matter. But as I was saying, it's very similar to River Raid. But with River Raid, you have to slow down to get more gas. Kind of funny. Some people describe this as a combination of River Raid, Vanguard, and like I said, Breakout. A lot of different games put together and, well, it kind of works, to be honest. That's it. You guys take it so for granted your fandangle graphics and whatnot, but this was fun. It still is fun. If you don't like it, well, I don't like you. So get the hell out of here. That's alright. I don't care if you don't like it or not. I'm playing the game. We're going. Anyway, you would think with the title like Worm War War, there would have been a Worm War 2. Oh, unfortunately, there was not a Worm War 2. Why? I guess one was enough. People were so afraid of fighting the Worm Menace that, well, a peace treaty was settled. Worms got their own game, grew smaller, and, well, that's how the Worms franchise started. Okay, probably not, but you get it. Come on. Grass is not strong here. So yes, this game is not very well known in terms of the Atari game library. This was not made by Activision, like I said, it was made by Fox Interactive. But it is a good game. It's kind of funny, because every crap game you get, like E.T. or stuff like that, you get a hidden gem like this game. Or other type games. Of course, what's kind of funny is every crappy arcade port they did, like, well, say Pac-Man, or the original Defender, you get actually a decent one, such as, well, Defender 2 and Miss Pac-Man and Berserk. So, yeah, much like the game systems of today, Atari 2600 had its ups and downs. However, they saturated the market back in '84. Well, between '83 and '84. It got like wildfire, these sort of games, and there was no quality control. So, there was a lot of crap games that came out back then. Rushed games or whatnot. Thus began the crash of '83-'84, which probably did an end to the World War in particular, and was a real cause of the end of the war. That left a big stigma in the United States. So much so, no freaking store would carry video games anymore. Because they thought it was a dead market. The video games had come and gone and went like the hula hoop. However, in Japan, there was no such crash. And the arcades were still popular. And so were game systems. So they continued to innovate. And thus you got things like the Nintendo Entertainment System. Shigeru Miyamoto's little boy toy there. It was a good game system, came out I believe in '85. However, they wanted to bring it to a US market. But, well, we weren't into it. Thus the great Trojan horse was developed. What was that? The ROG! Yep, that's right. While we were not into video games, we were into electronics like robots, laser tag, and all that stuff. So, put a game system, give it a robot, and say, hey, it controls robot, hey, got the door in. Once people realized, hey, there's other games, it's actually fun, well, Nintendo took off like wildfire in '86 and in '87. Well, video games have never lost its footing since. It brings me back to the good old days. Still, there's still a market for these sort of games. There's still quite a big following for Atari. Atari themselves came out with several systems. Afterwards, to try to keep up with the Nintendo Entertainment System and, of course, the Sega Master System, which a lot of people don't know. Usually when they think, well, Sega, they think, well, Genesis. But that is not the case. I should know I had a Master System. Quite fun, but the library was not as big as Nintendo. Anyway, as I was saying, Atari, realizing they had made them after a big reorganization during the crash of '84 and thought, well, video games were dead, suddenly realized their mistake and that video games were making a comeback. So they quickly had to come up with something to keep up with Nintendo. Thus the Atari 5400 and 7200. However, they did not catch on as well as Nintendo and whatnot. They were a bit more expensive, if I remember correctly, and well, didn't always work quite proper. They were not as reliable as Nintendo Entertainment System or the Sega Master System. So, thus Atari lost its foothold in the US video game market. They did not have the stranglehold they had at the start. That technically was the real start of the console wars. People say it was with Sega and Nintendo, but I say it all happened when Atari lost its foot in here. Oh, well, that's the past, and, well, I'm talking about Atari, and console wars, not a part of it. What is a part right now is these freaking worms, and the fact to keep hitting these damn singular color buildings. Where's the windows, these goddamn things? Must be in Holland right now. Yes, or German, all Wiedersehen and all that bull, sauerkraut, yeah. Keep in mind, I do know a bit German, I'm not trying to make fun. I'm doing a classic stereotype because, well, look what day it is. And if you guys didn't figure out, this is Big April Fool's show. Or is it? Nah. I just feel like doing this because I am, well, bored. And I wanted to show you the war. The Great Worm War. 01. Well, actually, Worm War 1. Damn worms came from trenches and holes that you couldn't see because, well, back then graphics weren't very good. You couldn't tell what a tree is unless it was really big. Yeah. Like I said, critters also develop erratic patterns in the hell could turn invisible. The only way you can see them is on the route line in the background of the building, or block, or whatever. One interesting about this game is it had a really cool freaking ad for it. Yes, video games had ads back then, even on television, even that day. And they were actually generally more cooler, in my opinion, than what we got now. Of course, they had to make up their own stuff and you know, explain the game because, well, graphics weren't good back then. They couldn't just slap, like what you see in Gears of War, hey, you can take actual gameplay and make it look cool. No, you couldn't really do that. And the graphics of Nintendo and, you know, explain the game because, well, graphics weren't good back then. They couldn't just slap, like what you see in Gears of War, hey, you can take actual gameplay and make it look cool. No, you couldn't really do that. The Nintendo and, you know, explain the game because, well, graphics weren't good back then. They couldn't just slap, like what you see in Gears of War, hey, you can take actual gameplay and make it look cool. No, you couldn't really do that. Atari era, so they had to make stuff up, make it look cool. I may show the ad for World War I later. We shall see. Anyway, it's time to carry on and bring the fight to the enemy and kill every single worm there is in existence. Or die trying. You have to be tricky with these freaking gas stations. The blocks, you can shoot the blocks in there as long as there's a block in there. Don't shoot it twice, which will cause the gas station to explode. Even if you shoot a little shingle on the side, it'll still cause the freaking gas station to explode. Must be low-bearing shingles or something. What the heck is that all about? Some people describe those things as mushrooms too. I don't know. Mushroom gas? Well, they explode in a big mushroom cloud, clearing the whole screen, so maybe that's the case. They were powered by nuclear fuel. Make perfect sense, because in the 80s, no one gave a shit back then. 80s, you know, was nuclear powered. Nuclear rage. Or nuclear split. But then we had the big meltdowns of Chernobyl and 3 Mile Island, and that put a stop to all that nonsense. And so everything's running on good old oil once again. However, that's causing an issue. As you may see now, gas stations are becoming more and more rarer. Also, I just shot the freaking gas station. That was just brilliant! Ah, damn controls. Well, actually, it's my own damn fault. Something I haven't explained yet. You can speed up. Well, actually, I did explain. You speed up and slow down. It's not just getting fuel. You can actually use it to evade the worms they get, well, to the side of you. So, but note, the faster you speed up, the more gas you use. So be careful. Oh, out freaking standing and just walked right into a freaking block. Now see, I'm employing strategy here. I cleared a spot so I can get the gas and still fight the worm and get myself out of this little hole there. Yeah, at this point, it is block central everywhere. Must be in Tokyo or something like that. Maybe we're in New York. With all these neon lights, probably Tokyo. God damn it, just blew up another gas station. It's harder and harder to freaking not blow up a gas station because all the stuff that's going on screen. Luckily, we get invincibility, for instance, when we get gas. Also, when a wave is over, clear. You can use that to your advantage and move to a spot that, well, is open. And get yourself out of a jam. You may see me deployed that tactic already, but I just want to tell you what I was doing right now so there's no confusion. Down to 66 fuel. I believe I was 69 earlier, but well, yeah. If I want to think about that sort of stuff, I would play a different game on the Atari. And yes, Atari porn games existed. As primitive as they were, and you have to use your imagination. Much like any other Atari game. But yeah, they were kind of stupid anyway, so who cares, right?